자, 앞서 말씀을 또 주셨지만 참 많은 것들이 이 짧은 시간 안에 그리고 빠르게 변화하고 있습니다. 디지털 전환의 가속화 역시 우리 사회의 변화를 이끄는 아주 중요한 역할들을 했는데요. 이런 디지털 기술은 우리 교육 분야에도 많은 변화 그리고 영향을 주기도 했죠. 두 번째 기조연설에서는 관련해서 짚어보도록 하겠습니다. 디지털 대전환 시대의 대학교육은 과연 어디로 나아가야 할지 그 방향을 짚어보도록 하죠. 한국과 일본을 대표하는 대학의 총장님들 두 분을 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. 도쿄대학교 후지대로 총장님 그리고 서울대학교 오세정 총장님께서 이번 세션을 함께해 주시겠습니다. 각 나라의 대학 교육을 또 전면에서 이끌고 계신 분들인 만큼 어떤 인사이트 나눠주실지 기대가 됩니다. 자, 두 분을 단상으로 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 큰 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다. 네, 고맙습니다. 이어서 진행을 부탁을 드리겠습니다.
예, 안녕하십니까. 오늘 진행과 대담을 맡은 서울대학교 오세정 총장입니다. 이 기조 강연 두 번째 세션은 첫 번째 세션에서 우리 현재 세계적인 상황과 이 디지털 트랜스포메이션, 그다음에 정치 경제적인 변화를 말씀하셨는데, 사실 이 글로벌 HR 포럼의 주요 토픽은 인재 양성이잖아요. 그래서 오늘은 이 세션에서는 디지털 대전환 시대의 대학 교육에 대해서 동경대학의 후지 총장님을 모시고 얘기를 들어보겠습니다. 후지 총장님은 공학 박사시고요. 응용 미세 유치 시스템을 전공하셨고 작년 4월에 제31대 동경대 총장으로 취임하셨습니다. 먼저 오늘 그 세션을 시작하기 전에 이태원 사태의 희생자들에게 위로와 애도의 말씀을 드리고 시작을 하겠습니다. 자, 그러면 우리 후지 총장님을 모시고 디지털 대전환 시대의 대학교육, 특히 일본 동경대학의 케이스를 위주로 듣도록 하겠습니다. Okay, thank you for you. 예, 후지 총장님을 박수로 모시겠습니다.
Okay, thank you so much for the introduction. I'm Teruo Fuji, the president of the University of Tokyo. It is my greatest pleasure to give a talk here at the Global Human Resource Forum. And first, let me express my deepest condolences for the loss of many precious lives, including young people with a bright future. It is really a kind of sad accident happened in Itaewon. And I sincerely hope for the early recovery of those who were injured physically and mentally. Well, so today's talk will be on the university education in the age of digital great transformation. So let me begin with the situation in the world that has already been talked about by the first speaker. So we are basically facing the difficult situation as humankind, and economic and materialistic development alone is not enough to increase human prosperity and well-being of the individuals. And so based on such kind of background, so we set as University of Tokyo, I took the office in April last year, and then we made this kind of guiding principle of the university, which is named the U-Tokyo Compass. And the subtitle is Into a Sea of Diversity, Creating the Future Through Dialogue. So dialogue is a very important action as a university to be able to, the university is a place where we create knowledge. But then through dialogue, we can share those knowledges, and also we can even co-create knowledge together with the people outside the university. And also internally, it is very important to have those kind of dialogues across the disciplines. And by having those dialogues, we could, for example, find some clues or pathways to solve those difficult problems that we are facing as humanity. And to do that, of course, we need to appreciate all this diversity, and the dialogue with the people with a diverse background is very important to come up with kind of nice ideas, nice solutions to the issues that we face. And inclusion is another very important idea to be able to involve those people with the diverse backgrounds. And altogether, we are trying to make our university a better place where anyone in the world would like to join. So that is the three basic core values that we set in this U-Tokyo Compass. And looking at the situation outside the university and in Japan, so maybe it's also the same situation that you have in Korea. So the trend of the population, and especially the younger generation, is decreasing. And as we hit the peak, which was like early 90s, and then now decreasing trend. So that you can see that maybe in 20, 30 years, it is almost like a half. So this graph is showing the 18-year-old population. So that it is from the 2 million, and then it is going down to almost like 50 or 60 million now. And so this is the topic here. So we are in the era of digital transformation. And so as you see, so this is showing the rapid increase of the traffic on the internet. And so we already say that there's a rapid increase until 2019, but because of this COVID, and then this tendency is accelerated, so that we have really a rapid increase in the data traffic, and that means that we are really in the middle of this digital transformation. So considering all these situations into account, and also we are facing the change of the society itself. So basically, there's a big paradigm shift into a data-driven society from the product basis or capital-based society. So that you know on the left-hand side, you see that the core value is on the product. That was maybe in the 20th century, but it is there's a kind of big shift of the value into information or knowledge or service itself, and then product or goods itself is like a somewhat connecting us to such kind of services. So that core of the value itself is basically shifting from the products or goods to the kind of intangible things like knowledge, information, or services. So that's the kind of global trend of the changing into a data-driven society. So altogether, so with a decrease of the population, especially the young population, and also the shift into a digital society or data-driven society. So we need to basically upgrade human capital to be able to keep our competitiveness. And then so we need to think about also shift of our, the path for the learning. So far on the left-hand side, we basically are educated before work. That is more like a free vocational training. And then you get a job and then work, and then after that you retire. So that's a kind of a really simple, straightforward model. But now we need to think about going back and forth in between work and learning. So this is called reskilling now. And the COVID-19 is accelerated all these DX type of educational activities, like we are now familiar with all these online format. And recurrent education is now, so the reskilling itself is very much promoted by, for example, the Japanese government. And recently, the Prime Minister Kishida said that the government is preparing for the support up to like $7-8 billion for these reskilling activities. So that as a university, so we also need to prepare for that. So one of the initiatives that we are taking is, so it is in fact, so we set up a kind of a subsidiary company, which is called UTokyo Extension. And the first school that we founded in this company is a data science school. And that was started teaching in 2019. And then the number of students is doubling every year and even tripling last year. And then now their enrollment is like more than 1,000 or almost 1,500 students are enrolled. But that is, this school is basically operated in the middle of the city, and which is, the name of the place is Otemachi, which is really right in the middle of the business area. So that many elderly people, many people who are working in a company can take these courses. So that it's a part of the this reskilling activity that we are now operating. And another thing is we need to, of course, to deal with all these digital tools. So this is a video, so that can you play the video? Yes, this is, so I'm talking to the people, but this is from the metaverse underwater, and then I'm talking to the people. But then, so this kind of environment is, if I can, for example, talk to the student who had some, for example, handicap, and then who could, for example, sit on the wheelchair, but they can also freely access to the many of the places in this kind of metaverse environment. So that this type of digital tools are also beneficial to the inclusion of the different people, diverse people. Okay, thank you so much. Let's stop the video. Okay, so, and in terms of, in the context of diversity, what we also need to think about is more representation of the female. And as you see in this slide, so there's an M-shaped curve, and the participation of in regular employment by age group in Japan at the women's regular employment. That is a yellow colored one. It's yellow colored one is employment in total, but blue color line is the full-time employment. So that the M-shaped curve is very much improved after a 30-year-old. It used to be like a kind of very not that many percentage of the women went back to work, but then now it's improved. But still there are a lot of non-full-time employment, so that we need to change this situation. So the diversity inclusion is so of course for the gender diversity, but also for those so involvement of the people with disability. That is a very important topic that we need to deal with, and we need to promote in the university. And of course, this gender diversity is very important in science. If we come up with a kind of nice idea and also high level of achievement in science, we will need also diverse view, so that it's very important for the kind of as an academic institution to be able to promote this diversity and inclusion. Yes, diversity is a key to breakthrough. And what I was aware of the importance of this diversity concept is that when I put in place the design activity in our original institute, which is Institute of Industrial Science of the University of Tokyo. And the design lab was founded in collaboration with the Royal College of Art in London. And then they are appreciating very much the diversity. And then this is from the Department of Innovation, Design, Engineering of Royal College of Art, where for example, James Dyson or Ridley Scott graduated from. And so they appreciated the kind of different background of the country or regional background, and also work experience, and of course, gender, and so on. So that you see, there's the famous word that you don't get harmony when everybody sings the same notes. So in terms of this diversity, the idea of diversity leading to the innovation, and I like briefly talk about the entrepreneurial activity of the university. So we are increasing number of participants in the entrepreneurship program in the university, as you see on the graph in this slide. And so we are basically trying to, push the students back and for them to be able to start up something during their school days, as well as after they graduate. And then we are now normally like 30, 40 companies are started up annually. And then in total, like 470 companies around UTokyo ecosystem. And I'm just skip this. And then some of them are go global. And then, so this is one example. Russia is they are basically installing all these solar lantern in Tanzania, and for to let all these children there to be able to read the books even at night, having this kind of lantern system. And also they, at the same time, they're installing all this electronic payment system for the kiosk in there. And this company, MUP, is, so they are also trying to help out here the medical system, medical care in Bangladesh with the help of AI-based programs. So like this way, going global is another very important aspect for the education of the student. So then we are also looking at promoting these startup activities pushed up to 700 startups, 700 companies, and trying to involve 10 billion investment into the university, so the ecosystem around UTokyo. But to do that, also globalization is a key to scale up. So, and then especially this female entrepreneur is expected to become more. So that we would like to globalize this startup ecosystem and then involve some more female representation into this initiative. So in the context of globalization, I just want to point out the situation in Asia, or situation in student mobility. So if you have a look at this view graph, so inbound, so the upper part is from Asia, so the outbound mobility, and then the bottom one is inbound mobility. Now, in both cases, from Asia or to Asia is increasing. And so we hope to be able to work together to promote this kind of mobility further, and to be able to make some more globalized activity throughout the Asian universities. So that is very important for us to, diversify the people and students, and as well as the faculty members. And that is leading to the solving the global issues and working together to tackle on those difficult situations. And then one example is, so this is Tokyo Forum. This is just an example, but we are organizing in collaboration with the Che Institute for Advanced Studies. It's kind of jointly organized between Korea and Japan, and then talking about the future. And normally there are students from Korea and Japan, and that have some discussion on the specified topic. And this year it is a dialogue between philosophy and science. But overall, the major topic is shaping the future. So that this could be the kind of very nice platform for us to work together for tackling those global problems or global topics. And finally, I just want to say that university is not, working in the inside the wall of the university, but also we need to go out to the society, on the regions, and also even in the international scenes, and then hope we could create this ideal vision together for the future, and that should be through diverse dialogues with the society, so with the people outside the university. So with that, I stop here, and then I would like to have some more discussion with the President Oh. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you for the nice talk. When I hear President Fuji's talk, I feel that the University of Tokyo and Seoul National University face similar problems and similar vision and goal. He mentioned about diversity and inclusion, and dialogue, and globalization, entrepreneurship, and startup. I mentioned Hongo Valley. Actually, our university is trying to build Naksong AI Valley. So we have very similar goals, and also the declining population both Korea and Japan are facing. So we have similar problems as well. The theme of this conference is the next talents in the era of grand transition. Actually, the digital transformation, or sometimes called post-industrial revolution, will change society and economics in a big way. Now, in the general terms, we have to think about what kind of talents are needed in the future in those big transformed society. So, and at the same time, digital technology such as AI, artificial intelligence, will make many new methods of teaching available. So that forces universities to think carefully what we should teach to students and how we should teach. So I'd like to ask President Fuji his opinion about what we should teach and how we should teach students.
Thank you so much. So, what should we teach? So, as I have said in at the beginning of the presentation, we are facing so many different issues, like a climate change, a pandemic, energy crisis, and food crisis, and so on. But all of these issues couldn't be, solved by a single or a couple of disciplines. So it needs some more interdisciplinary approach. So that we need to also teach, or we need to foster the human resources of students who is able to deal with such kind of interdisciplinary problems. So to do that, just, we don't teach just the kind of single disciplines, but like we need to teach them in a broader scope. So to do that, this online format is one of the, a key tool. So having those disciplines in departments or whatever, schools. But then we could design, for example, transversal program to share all these issues and trying to let them think about for example, climate issues. Even they are in, for example, humanity department. But from their viewpoint, it is very important to think about this common issue that we face. So like this kind of training, we will be able to train them to be able to deal with such kind of global issues.
Yeah, I fully agree with your opinion. And actually, Seoul National University is trying to lower the barrier between departments. University is famous or infamous for its silo system. So departments usually raise big wars between departments. So now in our university, about 30% of graduates will do double major. And we're trying to increase that to 50% or 60%. So interdisciplinary work is very important.
Okay. Well, that is great. So far we don't have such kind of double degree program. But the one thing I can introduce here is so we set up so-called Spring GX program, which is the PhD program specialized in green transformation. But this is a kind of a common program for all of the schools, so that PhD students who are in the different schools can participate in this core program. And then they get some support from a stipend from the program, but at the same time, they will need to participate in these core lectures and core sessions for discussion and so on. And so that through this kind of program, that they can from their viewpoint, and then they can think about how to realize green transformation. So like this way, so we could implement such kind of interdisciplinary. And the one thing to add is, moreover, we even internationally, if we could come up with a nice, program online, then as we are, for example, Korea and Japan, so we are in the same time zone, so that it's easy to share those online classes. So that is also one option that we can.
Yes, actually, the online technology is so advanced now that it's very easy to do hybrid or online format and share resources with the other universities in the world. And actually, our university invites several professors from foreign countries and give lectures online to our students, and they are very popular. So that will be very. We should consider sharing that resources between two universities, I think. Okay, the second question I have is that the declining population, he mentioned declining population, and it's a serious problem for both Japan and Korea. And Korea is, I think, is in the worst condition because it's so rapid. And some scholars predicted that in 20 years, if we keep our incoming students in the same number, then the rural areas and many universities outside of Seoul metropolitan area might be forced to close. So we should share some burden about these declining population problem. And so what is University of Tokyo is planning to do for this problem?
Oh, okay. So one direction is, as I presented, to introduce some more foreign students, and there are, increasing number of Asian, students in Asian countries to go abroad, so that what we can do is to somehow globalize, also internationalize the university, for example, lectures and education programs in some part. and then trying to involve some more foreign students. So that is one direction. And yeah, of course, we also need to let more people enrolling into the university. Now in Japan, it's around 50% of the 18-year-old population is entering into the university.
Have you considered to reduce the number of incoming Japanese students to your university?
We are so there's a discussion on that, but we think yeah, at least I think it's not really clever choice. So
Okay. There is one question from the audience. Maybe this is relevant, so I'll just pop up. Oh yeah.
comes
Here.
up.
Okay. I should translate into English. Now, Tokyo University has top talents in Japan. And no, wait a minute. And so it might be conservative. And Tokyo University students, if they graduate from law school, usually goes to law area or government.
Oh,
Now you are encouraging entrepreneurship now.
yes.
Do you think it actually the atmosphere between students among students is changing?
Yes,
to the
yes,
tuition?
exactly. Yes, and in fact, the school of law, from the school of law, the number of students who are joining the government is decreasing, and there are many students who like to start up something, and not. So sometimes it is not right after their graduation, but for example, they join a company and then in several years time, and then they will start up something.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah.
so then even in that case, they don't go to the government, so that there are more and more students who like to do some startup activities. So it's really, the situation is really changing now.
I see. Yeah, I think the situation in our university is also the same. That many students and faculty members are hoping to make a startup company, and just several months ago, we changed the law, the regulation in our school that students can leave the university for more than 2 years if they want to make a startup company. And they really
Then
like
coming
that.
back,
Yeah, they're coming back.
they can come.
So, okay, so yeah, actually the students are changing now.
Yes, right. Yeah.
How about faculty members? Do they make many startups there?
For faculty members, those conditions or environment is quite, now prepared for such kind of activities, so that they can understand the importance of doing something or start up something. So,
Okay, good. Another point I like to raise is that diversity at the university. Diversity for faculty members and student body is a weak point for both Seoul National University and University of Tokyo compared with other leading universities in the world. And for example, in our university, only 18% of faculty members are female, and about 35% of student body is female, but in College of Engineering, less than 15%. So we have to increase the women students in College of Science and Engineering. And do you have any special measure or a goal to do that?
yes. So in fact, we are altogether we are just 20% of female students in the University of Tokyo in total. So that we really need to increase that ratio or percentage, so that so the one thing we can do is to diversify the way for them to enter university. Now we are doing the paper exam and also those kind of recommendation-based selection. but the recommendation base is a very few number. It's only 100 people out of 3,000 each year. So that maybe we could, if we could increase the number of those recommendation-based selection, then we could have some more. So in the recommendation-based selection is almost a half and half in terms of the ratio of female and male students. So that if we could increase the number, then we could achieve some more female students. But it is really now in discussion, so that I don't say anything, concrete. And also for the faculty members, so it is, so in our case also like around 17% is female, so that it's really low. So that we are trying to increase that up to 25 in around 5 years' time. So that I asked all of the heads of the faculties set up kind of 5-year plan to increase the female faculty members. And then in turn, we will invest like a multi-million resources onto those female recruitment.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's so similar between two universities. In our case, the law requires to make a plan for the increase of female faculty members for each university.
Yeah.
So we also have a quota system that we hope to achieve to increase the female faculty members. But you mentioned this recommended base admission process. Can you increase the number without any permission from the government?
No, I think we need to have some negotiation, and also we need to convince the community to be able to.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
So
increase the
similar.
number. So.
In our case, the government has strong grip on the admission
On the
process.
admission,
Yes.
yes.
So it's very difficult. Okay. We have several questions from the audience. Okay. Wow. Yeah, wow, we have maybe many questions actually. So I have difficulty to select one. Okay. All right, this one. This is about the admission process. Diversity for the student body is very important. Can you actually consider diversity in the process of selection, admission process? Is it possible for you to do that?
No, not really. But as I have said, that recommendation-based selection is, so basically the high school is recommending some students to the university. And so at the time they have female student included, and then they can recommend up to 4 students. But just only with only male student, they can recommend up to 2 students. So like this way, we could we made a kind of little incentive for them to be able to recommend a female student. So that's the one thing we could do. But the normally it is so difficult to include such kind of diversity viewpoint. There's a big discussion in the U.S. and
Right,
now they went onto the court.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So.
Okay, this might be the last question. You mentioned about this reskilling program, and what do university get from reskilling process? Do you have any social impact or any profit, of economic profit?
Yes. Yeah, so because reskilling is more for the people who are already working, so that some of the, for example, the companies are investing on such kind of activities, so that we could maybe get some relatively, higher price for the courses. And then especially we are doing it in a city center, so that we set up a kind of place there, so that we need to get some more, return, so from them. So that like this way, if we could design in a proper way, so we could have a kind of nice, cycle of the operation for the program. And another good thing is by having those kind of interaction with the company, then we could know that what they need, and then this is also really a good, dialogue in between the academia and the industry, so that so in that sense it is quite beneficial also to us.
Okay, we have about 1 minute left. Do you have any advice to Korean students who are in the university?
Right, but I think they are already doing that. But I think in your university days, it is very important to learn in the classrooms, but also important to have some more experience outside the university too, so that if university can have some programs to do some hands-on program outside or internship program outside in the companies, and then please take those opportunities, take those chances.
오케이. 시간이 다 돼서 이걸로 아마 세션을 마쳐야 될 것 같습니다. 그 좋은 강연해 주시고 또 좋은 의견을 말씀해 주신 후지 동근대 선생님께 박수로 바라봅니다.
Thank you very much.
네, 고맙습니다. 진행에 수고해주신 오세정 총장님께도 여러분 다시 한번 박수 부탁을 드립니다. 네, 고맙습니다. 교육자로서 우리가 무엇을 가르쳐야 할까라는 질문을 던지시고 또 진솔한 답변들 전해주셨는데요. 두 분의 발표와 또 대담 듣다 보니까 참 많은 생각이 듭니다. 사실 우리 모두는 각자 다른 재능과 또 생각을 갖고 살아가지만 우리 인재들이 이 다양성을 인정받고 보다 포용력 있게 또 감싸줄 수 있는 이 환경이 구축되어 있는지를 잠시 돌아보게 되는 것 같은데요. 두 분이 전해주신 이 소중한 메시지처럼 우리 대학 교육의 미래를 위해서 오늘 이 자리에 함께해 주신 모든 분들이 같이 대화하고 또 협력할 수 있을 때 더 많은 것을 꿈꾸고 이룰 수 있지 않을까 하는 생각도 듭니다. 고맙습니다.